Hello, everyone, and welcome into post-show headlines, Super Bowl 59 edition, because the Birds won the Super Bowl yesterday, Johnny.
Oh, my gosh, and we're working on a collective 6 hours sleep between us, maybe?
Yeah, and I only got one of them.
You only got one of them? Oh, I didn't get 5 hours.
I didn't fall asleep till 3 o'clock.
Okay, I got like 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah, and last week on Bourbon Street, didn't get much sleep then. So eventually I'll get ready. Oh, wait, no, I got a 3-year-old who keeps me up all the time. So I'm fine. Coffee. Other things.
Look, you can rest when you're dead.
Yeah, exactly.
And we are here celebrating today.
Less sleep makes me die earlier, according to science, but hey, we'll get there when we get there. All right, so post-show headlines. We do 5 questions. We discuss them 2 minutes each. We were unable to do them in New Orleans, unfortunately, because the size of the video is kind of hard to transfer them over. So we're back, and we will continue doing these every single day. You're putting in effort today. You have 3 questions.
I have 3, so I'll start with a leadoff. The Super Bowl 52 will always be remembered for the iconic strip sack of Tom Brady. The number one iconic moment that all of Philadelphia will remember. I think we agree on it,
yeah.
But could there be another one?
Well, obviously the iconic moment that we're thinking about is the Cooper DeJean pick 6. I mean, that one will...
That to me is the moment.
And that, like, I close my eyes, I picture Patrick Robinson with the pick 6, right, in the NFC Championship game before Super Bowl 50.
Similar sort of path.
Yeah, no.
From the side of the field and everything, the way that worked.
And I remember my prediction was that Brandon Graham would make an impact for an interception. He was not on the field on that play. I thought maybe I was 100% right, but I was not. But DeJean would be the first one that comes to my mind. I think another strip sack, though, the Milton Williams strip sack and recovery, and then obviously he dunks it on the goalpost. The game was over at that point, but that was just one of those like, oh my God, they keep on doing it. They keep getting after Patrick Mahomes, and it's Mahomes, right? And Mahomes doesn't sense the pressure. So I can envision that one before many offensive plays, except maybe Devontae Smith and the touchdown, but the game was over.
I think, too, on the Milton Williams strip sack, there was not the clear visual we had on the Brandon Graham one.
Right.
You can see the play. You can see the ball bounce up. And it was a clear recovery. That was like a mesh of people, like a rugby scrum.
Yeah.
But Cooper DeJean, at 22 years old, is already legendary in this town. Yeah. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
All right, you want to go question number 2?
I'll give you question number 2.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. You are a part of the 2024 Eagles. And you got to celebrate in the locker room afterwards. Who would you need to talk to? What would you be doing? Because we saw the players in all kinds of different ways celebrating the title. Saquon was incredibly worried about being with his family.
Yeah.
And spending time with them. Jalen seemed, though his beautiful fiance was with him, he was still more isolationist, like he was with his own thoughts. Where would Salciunas be?
Well, a lot of people do compare me and Jalen Hurts together. The great,
not in looks, but in other
great
ways.
Success stories that we both are.
Yes,
I would probably go Jalen first because I want to soak it in. I'll tell you, last night was fun, man.
Oh my
gosh. I can't wait to. I have a question about Broad Street and all that kind of stuff. Last night was a blast, but one of the best moments for me was actually this morning, and I was talking to our man Dylan, who's behind the camera right now, about it. When I was driving over the bridge this morning, the Walt Whitman Bridge, and I saw the link to my left, and I saw Citizens Bank Park, and they had a congratulations, on their big screen, which their big screen's now gigantic.
And you could see
You could see it from Jersey. Like that moment to myself of, oh my God, they did it, when everything kind of calmed down. I think that's what I would do first. And I'd probably go family second. You know the connection I had with my father when it comes to sports. If I was on a professional sports team, I would probably find a way to get to him before anybody else.
And of course, kiss your wife and your son.
Yeah. Honestly, dude, he would deal with the confetti.
Oh, he'd be
going nuts, man. He'd be rolling around. It was pretty cool to be able to tell him that they won the Super Bowl last night.
That's an awesome moment that you got to share that.
All right, then I'll go question 3 here. Right. Speaking of Broad Street. Now, this doesn't have to be sports related.
Okay.
And I know a lot of these questions we try to do sports related. So you could call me out for a violation all you want. I don't care. I did Broad Street last night, and it was awesome.
We're the oldest person on Broad Street?
No. Trust me. I saw elderly couples on Broad Street. It was beautiful.
That's odd to me.
And I saw little babies on Broad Street as well.
That's worse.
Get those kids home. Broad Street, I can't believe that I can say that I did it. I can't wait to show Coop my photo when he's older and talk to my friends about it that I was there. I never have to do it again. If I'm in the city again when the Eagles win the Super Bowl, obviously yesterday was Paddywhack South Street for the watch party. I'll go to my car right away and not to do the Broad Street thing. Because you get there and then you're like, all right, I'm here.
That's my worst nightmare.
I know, and you don't like big crowds.
No, I don't like crowds. I don't mind being in a big crowd in a stadium of 70,000 people.
Right.
I do not like, when you get in the queues in the lines at Disney?
Yeah.
And you have like a 45-minute wait, and you're around 20 minutes in, and you are far from the exit and far from the entrance.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're uncomfortable.
My worst. I'm looking at the ceiling. I'm trying to distract myself because I want out. That looks like a nightmare to me when I see the mass of people just moving.
I didn't need to be there. So my question,
yes,
have you done anything that was one and done for you? Where everybody says, this is so great. Because Connor talks about, he wants to be on Broad Street every night.
Yeah, bungee
the rest
jumping.
of his life, right? Oh, you did that?
Yeah, I bungee jumped because I told my hockey team one year they won the championship, and my bet was, there's another one. I bet my team, I said, you guys win the championship, I'll get my ear pierced and have an ear piercing during the Flyers Cup. So I had a dangling skull and crossbones earring because my kids made me get my ear pierced, left is right. And then the next year, I said, I'm never getting my ear pierced again. So I was like, what do you want to do? And I didn't think that team would win a championship. And they said, bungee jump. Well, they were not expected to. Bungee jump on the Wildwood Boardwalk.
They just had such a good coach. That's why they overcame all odds.
And I had to bungee jump on the Wildwood Boardwalk, and I had to be pushed. And the kid said, we're not allowed to push you. I'm not allowed to push you. And I said, you're going to push me or I'm not going. So I said, I'll move as close to the side as you can. No one's going to see you. Lower back, give it a push. I would never do it again. Okay. You could offer me $10,000 today, and I would never bungee jump again.
Yeah, you could offer me $10,000. I'd go to Broad Street again.
No, you could do that.
All right, is your last one sappy?
My last one is a little sappy.
Oh, so is mine.
All right, go on. All
right, fine. My question is, what is it about sports that makes us so emotional? You're getting choked up this morning. I'm getting choked up this morning. Getting choked up last night. Tears shedding down people's faces. And it's not just the Eagles. I think back to the Phillies, and I get it. A lot of it has to do with family and time and place. I go back to 2022 when I was with my wife right after my son was born, watching Harper hit the home run. I was crying like a damn baby. What is it about sports that does that to us?
I think it's, first of all, the time we invest in falling in love with our teams and following our teams and wearing their gear like it's armor. But I also believe, too, that it's the sense of community.
Yeah.
I think that I got a guy that I cross paths with sometimes at the Wawa in Malvern on the way to work that is a Chiefs fan who listens to our show.
Thank you for listening.
And I saw him this morning, and he gave me a big congratulations and a big hug.
That's
and
awesome.
So I think it's a sense of community that sports brings that even people you don't really know, buddies that people that are very casual acquaintances can seem like friends.
Oh, dude, the people I was hugging last night.
You have no idea.
At the bar. I'm never going to see them again in my life.
Right.
And yet we were doing long embraces. All right, guys, what's the last one?
Okay. Now, we talked about a little bit about the emotions.
Yes.
And everything that
they were flowing.
That comes to mind. Is the your emotional moments, if last night, what would be the emotion that would maybe bring a tear to your eye 2 years, 3 years, 4 years from now when you see it again? I think I'm going to tell you a couple of mine. Nick Sirianni, when he met his parents on the field.
Yeah.
That to me was an incredible moment. As a son myself, as a father myself, I thought that moment was incredible and powerful. Devontae Smith sitting on the bench by himself with tears in his eyes as the clock in the last 2 minutes. I got tears in my eyes watching him. I'm getting tears in my eyes now thinking about it. Yeah. Going, this guy is so freaking accomplished, and it overwhelms him. It's like, this is unbelievable.
So wait, you're saying like 3 years from now, I watch.
What would be your watch? See something about last night. What will move you to tears that it'll get you to tear up again? Is there a play in the game that will get you to tear up? I'm not sure any of the plays.
Honestly, dude, the game was over.
Right, the game was so quickly over
that there were no moments like that. So it had to be the post-game stuff, honestly, that would make you feel a certain type of way. I would guess Hurts at the podium.
Oh my god!
Because he was asked like, "Hey, tell us about your journey."
And he took his time.
His journey was a long one.
It was
tough, He heard it here. He heard it in Alabama.
Yeah.
Heard it in Oklahoma. He heard it going into the draft. He heard about draft night. I mean, myself included, I thought it was a bad pick because they had so many other needs. His journey, ups and downs, being pulled, having to go back into games, coming into the NFL, not being as a starter, and then when he's asked about his journey, and he, for once, showed emotion, and it wasn't he was bawling his eyes out.
No, but he was.
But him having to pause because he was getting choked up, that alone shows you how emotional that he was because he's a bit of a cyborg. So the fact that he showed emotion in that moment yesterday, that's probably going to be the one that if I go back to it, I get a little choked up.
I know Friday I'll be choked up because I have always my one career goal that I wasn't able to check off was I wanted to broadcast from a parade.
So what, are you retiring?
No,
I'm not. Are you Brandon Graham?
No, I'm not.
But
I can tell you.
Your last check.
But I can tell you, it honestly is though. The last thing, I've gotten to do so many great things in my career that broadcasting from a parade in this town, where it matters to me, a personal thing, Friday's going to be a religious moment for me.
Well, then make sure you're listening on Friday.
We'll be there.
Of course, all week long, as we appreciate it. Like, subscribe, everything that's going on our YouTube feed. We'll be back at it tomorrow on the air, 6 o'clock. Andrew DeCecco for an hour, Amy Fadul for an hour. And then after the show, we'll be doing another day of post-show headlines.
After sleep.
Yeah, I'm going to go home
I
and
need
take
some
a nap.
sleep.
Everybody have a great rest of your day. Talk to you tomorrow. Hey guys, Andrew Salciunas from Kinccade and Salciunas. Thank you for checking out all of our stuff on YouTube. Make sure you click, like, subscribe on everything that you see. And of course, you can see everything from our YouTube feed. Full shows, interviews, when John's being an idiot, which is like 15 times a day. So make sure you check out all of our stuff on YouTube. We appreciate it.